Have you ever wondered what you need to know about before you buy an electric bike? This video just may help you. How to buy an electric bike. Everything you need to think about to find the perfect electric bike for you. The idea of riding a bike instead of driving sounds great to most people, but figuring out how to buy an electric bike and which electric bike to choose is where they might start backtracking. There is nothing wrong with taking time off from pushing oneself and one's bike, even the most intense and focused cyclist. Taking one of the best electric bikes to work sounds great if you need to arrive fresh at work. It's the same if you already bike most of the time, but you need help with the heavy stuff, or if you just want to ride your bike more without having to worry about hills. Electric bikes are a form of self-propelled transportation for some people. Aside from replacing a car or making rides easier, electric bikes can also be used to extend current rides, going farther and faster while working just as hard as a non-electric bike. No matter how you view electric bikes, whether you are looking at the best electric road bikes or the best electric gravel bikes, there has never been a better time to buy one. The technology has reached a point of maturity, and there are tons of options available. Our suggestions can help you if you are thinking about taking the plunge. Types of electric bikes. It is important to remember that electric bikes are bikes. Choosing the right bike depends on what you want it for and how you intend to use it. There are some bikes which can do a lot of things very well, while there are some which can only do a few things very well. We have guides for many different electric bikes. Have a look at them all and decide which is best for you. Electric bikes for road, gravel, commuting, and more. Best electric road bikes. Ride faster and further with less effort. We picked the best electric gravel bikes for off-road adventures. Commute in style with electric bikes. Pedal assist folding electric bikes to simplify your commute. Best women's electric bikes. E-bikes for road, gravel, commuting, and more. You might also consider converting your existing bicycle to electric before you get too far into this process. We have a guide to the best electric bike conversion kits if that sounds good to you. You should be aware that quality electric bike conversions require quality bikes. Before you spend your money converting a bike, make sure that it is one you love. In case you are on a tight budget, you might want to start with our guides based on price. There is great quality stuff available at every price point, even if the best and most expensive bikes are awesome. Starting with the price point may be a good way to proceed. In the first instance, you should still consider what kind of bike you want, but the price will naturally narrow your choices. Class of electric bikes. It's time to get specific after you've determined what type of bike is right for you. Choosing the class of bike comes down to how powerful you want your bike to be. Additionally, you need to consider where you can take the bike and what requirements are necessary for riding it. There are different restrictions on different classes of bikes depending on where you live and where you ride. We've outlined these below so that you can decide what suits your needs and works with your local laws. Electric bike classes explained. In the U.S., there are 3 types of electric bikes and each is a bit different. Each has its own operating characteristics as well as restrictions. The 3 classes don't represent good, better, and best. Although some people may prefer one or the other, they are fundamentally different, not better. Find the one that works best for you. There are no pedal assist electric bikes in Class 1. These bikes work by amplifying your input rather than using a throttle. They shut off once you reach 20 miles per hour. Although you can pedal, and in the right circumstances, you may be able to accelerate, you won't have a motor to assist you. Bikes in this class are treated the same as any other bike, so feel free to ride them on bike paths and trails. A Class 2 electric bike operates like a Class 1 electric bike, but it also has a throttle. Class 2 electric bikes have throttles that operate with or without pedaling, but most of the time you get both. Just like a Class 1 bike, when you reach 20 miles per hour the electric motor will stop helping, but you can keep pedaling if you wish. Throttles are useful for merging with traffic and starting from a stop. You can use a bit of throttle to get out of harm's way as quickly as possible if you need to pass a stopped bus. For example, Lastly, Class 3 electric bikes are available. Different locations have different rules for these bikes. One of the key characteristics is pedal assist up to 28 miles per hour. Electric bikes must also have speedometers, but that is a standard feature anyway. Some places do not allow throttles on Class 3 bikes, while others do, but only up to 20 miles per hour. Class 3 bikes are also subject to different rules depending on where they are taken. For instance, they are often not allowed on trails that prohibit motorized vehicles. The situation is a bit different in Europe. You want a bike that has a top speed of 25 kilometers per hour and a maximum power of 250 watts or less. In addition, the motor can only assist when pedaling. Anything over those specs is no longer considered a bike in the sense that most people think of it. There are more regulations and requirements with its upgraded status. Types of pedal assist. The more specific we are, the easier it will be to find the perfect electric bike. You have an idea of what type of bike you want and how powerful it should be. There is now a decision to make about how you want the bike's power to feel. It is the type of pedal assist sensor used in an electric bike that makes all the difference in how it feels. When the pedals are turning, the cadence-based sensor begins to assist. Based on the level you choose, cadence-based systems add a certain amount of assistance. Assistance decreases as you accelerate. There's no consideration for how hard you are pedaling. Some people prefer this type of system because it feels easier. As long as you are turning the pedals lightly, you will get assistance at the level you've chosen. The downside of this type of system is that it doesn't feel as natural. You can be moving down the road very fast with only minimal effort. If you want a bike that feels more like a traditional bike, then look for a torque-based system. The torque-based pedal assist adds power according to how hard you press the pedals. The best of these kinds of systems make you feel as if you are doing everything yourself, as though you woke up on the right side of the bed. The hills are just a little bit easier, but you are still working hard. You can't tell that it's there until you turn it off because it's so subtle. Having a torque-based system is great when you want to feel like you're riding a regular bike, and it tends to be more responsive and kicking faster. Some electric bikes have speed sensors too. Sensors add the amount of assist based on how fast the bike is going. There's nothing better than adding extra smarts to the information coming from the pedals. Motor location. Though the exact location of the motor in the frame doesn't matter that much, it does affect how the bike feels when you ride it. So keep that in mind. E-bike motors from Bosch, Fazua, and Shimano tend to be located between the cranks, placing the weight low and centrally on the bike. Since the center of gravity is in the middle, these mid-drive motors tend to provide the most balanced and comfortable ride. This does not necessarily mean they are the only good options. One of the reasons they are more expensive is that they require more frame design to incorporate. Front hub motors are much easier to install and service in the long run since they are placed within the hub of the wheel. There are fewer gears to navigate around because of the lack of gears. Having the motor at the front does make the overall weight of the bike seem less evenly distributed, but once you're actually riding the bike, the amount of force applied to the wheels is more equal. As the motor weight increases, the front supports your body, while the back supports the motor. A rear drive motor is located behind the gears in the hub of the rear wheel. Motors like these tend to be more powerful than front hub motors and provide a more natural ride feel. Nonetheless, they are more difficult to service, and they do add a lot of weight to the rear of the bike. Weight. It takes a lot of pieces to put the bike together and arrive at its final weight. Price plays a large role in how heavy an electric bike is, just like in the case of a traditional bike. That is why price isn't at the top of the list. When it comes to weight, you'll have other choices available to you. However, you should consider it. In the day-to-day use of an electric bike, weight plays a major role, but because of the motor, it has fewer implications on the ride experience. It becomes a problem when you have to lift your bike or carry it upstairs. For instance, in order to transport the bike by car, you will also need a rack that can handle its weight. Our list of the best bike racks includes hitch racks. Electric bikes are often too heavy to be hung. Anti-theft. There is a high demand for electric bikes and they are expensive. That makes them a prime target for thieves. Some electric bikes include theft protection. This might mean a lock of some sort or even tracking capabilities. Check out our articles on theft protection if you plan on leaving your bike outside while you go shopping or work. Locks may persuade a thief to walk on by, but will not persuade all thieves. And GPS is not protection, but a way of finding your bike once stolen. Timing is most important since a good bike crook can get the parts he needs in less than an hour. Absolute solution is insurance and a bike ID registration. That way you will be riding your new replacement bike when you are notified they found a few of your stolen bike parts. Just saying. Here is the end of the video. So if you would like to be notified when I put out a new video, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified along with the thumbs up button if you like this video. Hope to see you later.